Hello everyone, my name is Webweaver and welcome back to another episode of World of Horror. We gotta go a little bit quick. Gotta go a little bit quick, gotta go a little bit fast. It's raid night, you know what it is, you know how it is. Yoga thank, all perks, random, item statistics. Ha ha ha! But, okay, we're not gonna challenge run it this time, I swear to God. Dexterity, strength, charisma, light source, yeah. You piece. We got second mystery and that's it. So listen, I got a confession time, okay? I have not played it in a very long time, and I probably ranted about Epic Games being bad at some point in the past, like, 900 fucking episodes, okay? But I saw a screenshot of the Fortnite neon wolf girl skin that's in the battle pass, and it's like the new season of Fortnite or whatever. And suffice it to say, I reinstalled Fortnite and have been running no build dubs with a buddy, and I had to cut it short because I had to do this episode. So look at what I do for you guys. I stopped playing a video game momentarily to record these. Oh, the humanity. I am the guy protecting you from the flaming knives and arrows while you are sleeping soundly. Anyways, what are we doing here? I don't know. It's look who it is. I took prepare, right? I took prepare, right? I definitely took prepare, right? Yeah, it's fine. But, now, hold on. I want to click this really fast, but I also don't want to, like, have to put a seizure warning. So we're actually going to slow our roll, even though we don't have that much time. Going into the freaking P8S mines for, like, 3 hours tonight. It's like, oh boy, goody. I don't know. It's so, like... Raiding is so weird because there's, like, multiple phases of raiding. And I'm at the frustrating point of the raid, where it's like... It's just one mechanic. Well, we have never gotten to Dominion, and we're gonna die to Dominion the first time we see it, because haha, funny Dominion meme, but, Bulletin, Household, Hell, Botany? Let's start with Botany, and then... No, let's do Bulletin and then Botany second. Yeah. Now, hold on a moment. What weapon am I even trying to buy? Like, I don't even know. Like, you asked me what weapon I'm trying to buy, I wouldn't know a thing, truly. I feel like we just get, like... I should have taken the occult store. We could have gotten something actually fun, but we're just gonna do this. Because it is what it is, you know? And I will do this just because Yagatag's given us the go-ahead, alright? Hope we don't get into combat. But, alright, give me this goddamn thing. We're currently Toshiaki status, strapped. That's a book, but not the one that we're looking for. And yes, I did just pass up that. Which, you know, maybe I should have, maybe I shouldn't have. We need to go to the forest twice, understood. But, like, we're at that annoying part of Prague where we're there. It's just, like, a little bit. Just a little bit more. It's just a little bit more, and then that's it. Like, that's literally just, like, it's a little bit more, and then we're there, and it's just the final mechanic. So it's like, we have to get through phase 1, then we have to get through phase 2, and we have to hope that I don't drop the freaking fizz ranged to damage in part of NA2. Or even NA1, because I don't know what's happening. He's just not getting healed for some reason. And it's like, it's not anybody else's fault, because he's on my side, and it's my job to heal him. But it's just nuts, you know? Like, I'm casting AoE heals, everybody's getting topped off and surviving the AoEs, except for the guy standing right next to me. It's even reaching the people who are doing fire, and it's like, I don't know. I got nothing. I got absolutely nothing. I hate NA. Like, it's so weird. It's like, when I started playing this game, it's like, oh, healer. So it's just green DPS. It's the easiest job in the game. And then you just... And that's true! For, like, every single fight that I've done in Savage so far. And then it's just like, oh, NA exists. And it's like, I hate it. Because it's not like the fun kind of healing, you know? Like P3S. Now, maybe you can say that I'm evil, and you would hate to prog with me. But when we were learning P3S, I wanted to actually learn how to heal through it as a white mage, because for those of you who don't know, there's a part in P3S where everybody gets a stack of, like, death, and they need to die that many times, or they're going to, like, actually die, right? And so you have to stand on, like, cardinal, inner cardinal, or in the center, depending on how many cones you need to get hit by. And when you get hit, you get a healing potency down. And so what it means is that it kind of, like, fucks over your ability to, like, heal properly. And so, like, really powerful and potent heals will be, like, completely worthless and stuff like that. And so what 90% of people do is they just get an Astrologian, because Astrologian as a healer has an ability, it's their ultimate ability, like the one that has like the biggest cooldown and all that. Well, it's not quite how it works, but for the purposes of explaining it in simplistic terms, think of it as like the ultimate, you know? It's your ult, it's your R, it's your supercharged ability, you know? And what it allows you to do is you basically deal AoE damage around you, and every one of your allies, their health gets sort of like snapshotted. So like you take a photo of how much health people have, and then once you press the button again, it reverts them back to that health that they had if it was beneficial. So if they're at full health and you use it, and then they go down to like 1 HP, then now they're at full health again when you use the skill, and it works for your entire party. So people would just cheese it with, because it doesn't really matter. Thank God he doesn't heal. If this guy could heal once for his, like, first attack, that would make him, like, way harder of an enemy. But, like, how do I put it? It's like, yeah, you just cheese it with Astrologian, because you could ignore the entire mechanic. Or you would use Healer LB3. But I wanted to, because I thought it was fun, I wanted to actually learn how it worked, and I wanted to see how I could heal it normally as a white mage. Because the developers don't design the fights with, like, this stuff in mind. Like, you don't have to do any, like, wacky cheese strat bullshit. Like, they design it to where you can clear it, like, quote, normally. Now, oftentimes, the community finds a better way to do it, and in the process of that, they end up, you know, making it much easier than what the developers maybe initially intended. But, like, and so that's why people use Healer LB3, or they use... They'll either use Healer LB3 to full heal everybody, or they'll use the Astrologian ability, Macrocosmos? Is that what it is? I don't remember what it's called. But they'll just use the Astrologian ability to cheese it, and just completely ignore the mechanic. So I wanted to learn how to actually heal it, and I got good at it, and it was a lot of fun. Because what I had to do was I had to put my Liturgy of the Bell up before I had my minus healing potency. Then I needed to precast a Medica 2 so that everybody had a regen before I lost my healing potency. And then, after that, everybody had to, like, run in and then get, like, a precasted Cure 3, and then a Cure 3, and then a Swift Cast Cure 3. And then everybody was at full health and we lived. It was so much fun. Like, it was so fun figuring out, like, the puzzle on what I have to do to get my team healed. And you could say, okay, Web, you just, like, a Herculean amount of effort compared to just hitting a single button. You're right, but I wanted to actually learn how to heal it, and it was fun. It was engaging healer content that I've never been able to do before. And so, it's possible. And here's the thing. In that same fight, there's, like, a fire fountains phase, where the healers have to go in the fire fountain, and then when we get hit, we get, like, plus 9,000 cure potency or whatever. That makes it to where any of our heals just, like, instantly heal our entire party. Like, it's insane, right? Like, it's truly an absurd amount of healing, and you just get it for free. And that's really fun, because during that mechanic, every party member, like, in a series of 2s, and the 2 healers, are getting brought down to, like, 10% of their HP. So you need to burst heal, burst heal, burst heal repeatedly, because you have to soak these puddles, because if you don't soak these puddles, then you'll die, and if anybody else soaks the puddles, you don't get the healing potency, right? So the healers are the ones soaking the puddles. And it's really fun, like getting the timing down, getting the rhythm down. It's, honestly, the more I think about P3S, the more I think that it was a really well-designed fight. And the problem with it, though, was how horrible the arena design was. It was so bad. It was so horrible to look at. It was just bright yellow orange with fire, and all the attacks are fire. It was bad, but like P3S was a genuinely fun healing challenge that actually made me feel like I was a healer playing a healer in a video game. And then P4S was just kind of brutal, you know? Like P4S, people were taking a shit ton of damage. We were in the doldrums. That was genuinely difficult to keep people healed, especially during Act 2, or Phase 2, sorry, where you have to go into a specific way, and making a strategy with my team so there's always a healer near the middle of the arena so we can get our heals off. You know, there's a lot of interesting stuff going on there with as far as, like, healing goes and how healing works. But, like, oh my god, a curious statuette? No. I just wanted to see if we could get another book, because 10% attack speed would be worth it for sure, but we'll apologize. We'll do a little apologizing as a treat. I'm just gonna send it. That's fine. We don't need to stay here any longer than we need to. Is this our second enemy? No, Obsessed Man was our second enemy. Gotta remember that. Gotta remember that, man. You gotta remember it. It's look who it is. But, what was I gonna say? This guy's not gonna block my actions. It's not glitched. The glitched enemies will block your actions, but not the regular one. Which is weird. Glitched Magician is way more common than regular Magician. Magician, regular, normal, is so rare. Like, you rarely see that guy. Can we take this? I think we can. We can forget Shadow Shroud if we need to. Yeah, we just do something like that. Hope for the best. I would like to block one of them. Take them down to 11? Yeah. 75% is pretty reasonable. I don't think you can be, too upset about 85% chances. I mean, now I'm upset. Now I'm mad. We're gonna lose the game. But, actually, that's probably not true. We'll probably be fine. I'll just get out immediately, and we'll just win. We'll just win. We just win these? Holy crap. Lucky number 7? Let's go. Tome of Dangerous Spells. Oh! I got owned! I absolutely got owned. I cannot believe I did that. I thought, because it lies to you, I was like, oh, spells, that's reason, but it's lying to you, so it's stamina? Ho 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 ho. We need to get out of here soon. We're at risk of death. We are at death's door right now. We are at death's door. Give me doom or give me stamina, for the love of God. All right, get me the hell out of here. Get me out of here, man. But yeah, no. So like, P3S, P4S, really good healing content. And then P5 through 7, who cares? P5 is just Devour and nothing else. P6 is boring. And a tank LB fight. Do we have any allies? No, we don't. We're definitely taking this. This is way too good. I'm taking the Sanity. I gotta take the Sanity. But, 7 is just horrible. 7 Savage. Pandemonium Fight 7 Savage is one of the worst fights they've ever made in the game. Like, it's horrible. Like, I haven't done all of the Savages, and the only ones that I've progged, like, when they were relevant, was Pandemonium, okay? But I've gone back and done some of the Eden Savages. I've done some of the Alexander Savages. I don't think I've done any of the Stormblood Savages, though. Actually, no, that's a lie, because I have one of the mounts, the, like, Noodle Dragon, the spinny, spiral, noodly dragon boy. And I definitely haven't done, like, the coils. But, like, here's the thing, right? Every Savage I've done is like, okay, yeah, that's fine. And maybe that's a little bit better because I have, like, you know, most of the Savages that I've gone back and done have been unsynced. But it's like, I haven't really thought, like, okay, you know, E4S or E8S, like, oh, that's complete and utter BS, man. Like, that's horrible. They've all been relatively enjoyable. And so it's like, I still do need to actually get the clear on E8S. Because we died at the end, but, you know. Like, I haven't seen a Savage fight that makes me want to go, like, I hate this game. P7S makes me want to go, I hate this game. P7S is horrible. It's awful. Like, whatever they did to design that fight, they just made all of the wrong choices. Like, they couldn't, like, they had so many opportunities to make a right choice, but they just made a wrong choice every single time. Like, P7S is borderline embarrassing on how bad it is. Like, it has made me retroactively think that Phoenix P3S is actually good. Right? Like, that's how bad the P7S is. It's like, it's making me think, oh yeah, P3S could have been a lot worse. P3S could have been unenjoyable, but no, it was, yeah, no, fuck that. Absolutely. Fuck that. All my homies. Wait, hold on. Yeah, it's fine. It's bonus. I don't want to start, like, building up sanity or anything like that, you know? I don't want to start building up sanity or anything like that. We can just consistently remain in the danger zone to where we could, like, a normal event or combat encounter could just fucking kill us, you know? We really should just, like, stay in the doldrums at all times and never feel, like, safe or comfortable. That's what I'm personally thinking about. I want that bonus EXP, man. You can't stop me. Yeah, you gotta go ahead and rest here. You gotta do it big. At least get 8, you know what I mean? But what was I gonna say? Yeah, so P8S healing, okay? P8S phase 1 healing. There's kind of some interesting stuff that you have to do during the intermediate phase between Dog 1 and Snake 1, or whichever one you got first. Between Dogs 1 and Snakes 1, there's a little bit of interesting healing you have to do, where, based on how our team configuration is, it's possible that the magic DPS will die if we don't specifically give them, like, stuff that will save them. Like, we have to specifically go out of our way to save the magic DPS, because if we don't, they'll die. Like, that was pretty fun. I mean, it was stressful, obviously, when it was bad, when it was happening, but with NAs, the NAs have been so frustrating because I can't, like, how do I put it? Normally, when a Savage mechanic is stressful or frustrating, I can learn it, and I can adjust to it, and I can get better at it. The problem with, I know the Irizumi drip, I know. We're actually gonna do it like this. But, I thought my dog just started whining in my lap, but no, it was a bird outside. That scared the crap out of me. But yeah, no, so here's the thing. Normally, like, I can adjust to it, and I can, like, feel myself getting better and more consistent at it. But NA has been such a natural alignment, has been such a son of a bitch mechanic, that it's like... So how it works, I'm not going to explain the entire mechanic, because we would be here for like 30 minutes, and I need to raid in 20. But it is honestly just like a son of a gun mechanic. It really is. Like, how do I put this? You have to... Basically, there are 8 people in your party, right? It's a full party, 8 people. 2 of those people are going to get the natural alignment debuff, and 6 of the people aren't. Now, these 2 who get it are random. So you have to watch out for, like, who gets it, because sometimes you need people to swap, blah, 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 blah. There's light parties, triangles, ice fire, doesn't matter. The thing that's relevant here, though, is that it's random who gets the debuff, and the debuff is a dot, which does a metric ton of damage to you, and it's real bad to heal, because whether or not you're going to have a comfy heal, like a comfy healing experience, is entirely RNG. If the tanks or the healers get it, it is like, it's gonna be a lot, well, actually, no. If the tanks get it, it's going to be comfy. because the natural alignment damage over time just will not hurt the tanks, like, as much as everybody else. Like, everybody else will die, like, they will crumble into dust if they get natural alignment. If the tanks get natural alignment, they're just chilling. They're just chilling, they're perfectly happy. You could not bother those tanks, okay? They are completely fine, they are in their natural environment, they are vibing, they are having a great time, they have their AirPods in, but that doesn't matter because they are big chillin', okay? The tanks are just having a great, grand old time. And so, you start to get, like, a little bit, I dare say, upset when you're doing the NA mechanic. Because if the tanks get the natural alignment dot, you as the healer can turn your brain off and you don't have to care. Like, it is such a non-deal of the tanks getting the natural alignment. Because the AoE heals that you're already going to be doing anyways, they'll be at 100% HP 100% of the time. Right? Like, you want the tanks to get it because it makes your life so much easier. But when the DPS get it, or when one of the healers gets it, it's a fucking nightmare. Because if the healers, the magic DPS, the physical ranged DPS, if they get that shit, then you are now, for the next 40 seconds, going to be babying them. And there's not really much that you can do. Like, it's a complete coin toss on whether or not you're going to be able to do anything else for 40 seconds. And if I get it, that completely fucks with my entire healing plan, because I usually toss out the Liturgy of the Bell for the second half of NA, which means that it'll make it a lot easier for me and my co-healer to heal. But I can't do that when I have the natural alignment because of how Liturgy of the Bell works, because Liturgy of the Bell is one of the most bizarrely designed fucking abilities in the game, to the point where it's like borderline. I have no idea why they designed Liturgy of the Bell the way that they did. We'll talk about that in a second, because it's just like, ugh, why? Like, it's so weird how and why they designed it the way that they did. 20 damage, huh? We'll do a little block as a treat, you know. But, like, because how Liturgy works, I can't just throw it out for fun, you know? Oh, I thought she was weak to blunt. Huh. My mistake. Well, we weren't gonna full send it anyways, so it's fine. I'm gonna rest some more. One more as a treat. We're just unlimited rest works. I don't care. 63% Doom. We've got minus 20% Doom down the pipeline. Is fine. We're chillin'. We're gonna fight this guy even, right? Yeah, we can fight this guy. 2 damage a turn. We got a lump of flesh. We're max health. You'll love to see it. Yeah, just go ahead and save this. We're gonna do a guaranteed 10 damage per turn. Big chillin'. But yeah, no, it's like, okay, so here's how... Let's talk about... That bird's freaking me out, man. But, here... Let's talk about... And so that's just one of the things that's annoying, right? And then also there's this weird thing where, like, I'm not healing and the physical range she's on my team enough, so he's just dying for some reason. Which I tried to look at it in the illicit website that you're not supposed to use, and I couldn't figure it out, other than the fact that he's just not receiving healing, which is so bizarre to me. Because he's standing right next to me, and people who are further are receiving the healing, but it doesn't matter. I don't really care. I'm rerolling these perks. They're freaking garbage. They're awful. They're bad? Absolutely a bonus against Eldritch. Are you crazy? Love to see it. But, yeah, no, so Liturgy of the Bell, White Mage, for ease of explanation, White Mage Ultimate, White Mage crazy ability, right? Like, this is one of your best abilities. Well, I would say Temperance is actually your best ability, or like your ultimate, if I had to say like the most iconic White Mage ability. That bird is freaking me out, it's getting louder. Anyways, this is important, okay? Look at that! Pitch looking lovely today, lads. I saw that day in the life of a true Brexit maid that was like Sakuya and like the Scarlet Devil Mansion. That made me so happy. I retweeted that on the site. watched it like 10 times. It was beautiful. But, what was I gonna say? So, Liturgy of the Bell, it is a thing that it's a totem that you put on the ground, and then it has 5 charges. And when a charge is expended, it does an AoE heal, okay? Simple enough. Now, here's the problem. The charges can only be expended when you, the white mage, take damage. So, for those of you who don't understand why that's fucking horrible, is that when the white mage should not be taking damage. The only instance where you, as the healer, should ever take damage is raid-wides, and that's about it, right? Like, you should not be in a situation where you don't have, like, you should not be in a situation where you are, like, getting hit. Because if you're getting hit, that either means that the tank doesn't have aggro, the mobs are attacking you, you didn't move out of an AoE, blah, 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 right? Like, we can go on, that you should not be getting hit, period. And so, you really only get hit for AoEs, and bleeds, dots. Oh my god, we got 8, that's horrible! Villainy! Like, we're still gonna be fine, because we're playing Toshiaki, but like, holy crap. That's awful. Okay. Rare ending AW. I wish I could look in my storage here, just so that I could get that 4th book. But, what was I gonna say? Yeah, no, so it's real bad. It's horrible. The only reason it's slightly, like, more usable now, and I don't find myself cursing it more, is because AoE, like, AoEs are pretty common, and bleed ticks, like, bleed AoEs are really common in this expansion. So, like, the boss does an AoE raid-wide that nobody can dodge, and then everybody has a bleed damage over time on them. Oh my god. That's horrible. Like, we gotta do something like this, honestly. Yeah, you gotta roll it like that, which is not ideal. But we will indeed roll it back like this. Now it's just, like, machine gun as many attacks as we can, which is still just gonna be this. And we have to manually enter it because it's 204, so it won't save properly. But, what was I gonna say? That's the word of the day, as you may or may not have been aware of. That's the word of the day currently. But yeah, the NA is a 40-second dot. And so that means that if I have it, that means the Liturgy of the Bell will be going off every server tick, which is 2 seconds. So normally, the Liturgy of the Bell would go out, raid-wide, heal, it would stay, and then next raid-wide, heal. And I'm saying raid-wide, it's actually different than that. I know it's not a real raid-wide, but it's just for the purposes of making sense. Raid-wide, everybody takes damage. So you'd put it up, raid-wide, heals everybody, raid-wide again, heals everybody, raid-wide, heals everybody, raid-wide, heals everybody. Because it's really fast. It's really fast, it's really quick. So you're going to get a lot of value out of the Liturgy. But if I have the NA, then that means the moment I put the Liturgy up, heal 2 seconds, heal 2 seconds, heal 2 seconds, heal 2 seconds, it's gone. And so it means that it's like, I have to come up with, like, a different healing strategy for, like, 4 different scenarios. And it's really frustrating when, like, that I don't like. Where it's like, I have to come up with a healing plan in case this, and this happens, and then that will change how the later fight goes because I'm using different cooldowns, and so things are going to be up at different times. And then that extends into the Ifrits as well, right? Like, the Ifrits are real bad because, like, on their own, they have very simple mechanics, but it's a dot that hits harder than natural alignments. And the healers happen to be, potentially, because it's all random, the healers might be in the opposite corners to the Ifrits, so we just have to, like, plan ahead of time that, like, okay, if one of the healers is an Ifrit, it's the easiest thing in the world. If one of the tanks is an Ifrit, then it's the easiest thing in the world. If anyone else is an Ifrit, if the two Ifrits are DPS, pain, agony, horrible. It's awful. It's terrible. There are so many things that you have to do just to, like, it's bad. It's real bad. Like, I don't know what they were cooking, but, like, they made healing miserable. Because, like, here's the thing. Final Fantasy, like, FF14 players are always complaining about healing every single time. We're taking -3, -6, we're good, and then -3? Only -6, so we're taking -6 stamina. But yeah, no, FF14 players are always going to complain about healing, because healing sucks in Final Fantasy. What if I just, like, healed, like, for fun, right? Like, we just did a little healing? Like, a little healing? Yeah, a little healing is a joke. Just for fun. But yeah, no, FF14 players are always going to complain about healing, because it's dog. Like, they don't know what they want to do with it, so it just feels bad. Like, that's the best way that I can describe it, is, like, 99% of the time, you are a DPS class doing the DPS, right? Like, you are just DPSing, that's all you're doing, you don't have to, like... You barely have to heal. And if you have a warrior in your party, you literally don't have to heal. Like, if you have a warrior in your party, you do not have to heal them. Like, if they are under level 50, you do have to heal them. If they're around level 50, occasionally you have to heal them. But if you're doing, like, current content, and you have a warrior tank, you don't have to heal them. If you have a Gunbreaker tank, you might have to throw them like a Medica 2 or a regen once every 18 years, you know? We did botany. But it wouldn't matter. Literally doesn't matter. We were gonna get there right away. But then, and so people are like, but I want to heal. And so they're like, if you want to heal, play Savage and Ultimate. And you go into Savage and Ultimate, and it's like you're a DPS job. But then, there's, like, one random Savage fight where it's like, hey, you dickheads complain about healing? Okay. Square Enix smiles with malicious intent. It's horrible. It's like, if it's fun healing, and they're like, what do you want? Why can't you be a normal healer? FF community. You know, I don't know. It's weird. It's just like, I would love if there was content where, like... Listen, nobody is gonna love this statement when I say it out loud like this, but I would like more healing puzzles like P3S. I don't want more fights like P3S, because a lot of it was bad, but I would like more healing puzzles, where it's like, this is the conundrum, and then you have to solve it by using your abilities in a clever way, instead of, hey, the dice gods have decided that the two Ifrits are the magic DPS and the physical ranged DPS. Fucking die! The reason why that's significant, that's the worst RNG you can get, is because, like, the ranged are typically less tanky, and because they're DPS, they don't have a lot of self-healing options. So, it's literally just like, okay, the squishiest members of your party who have access to, like, barely any mitigation and barely any self-healing now have a dot that is going to kill them in, like, 3-4 seconds. And they will also... Not only will they die in, like, 5 seconds, 6 seconds, something like that. It's a little bit more generous. But... the mechanic itself takes them to the other end of the map, and so it's like, how the hell do you heal them? They're out of range. The mechanic has taken them out of your range. You have to just, like, drop down what heals you can, slap some regens on them, hope the tanks are awake, and then, have them use all of their personals to keep themselves alive. It's just so bad. Like, it just feels so clunky. Because it's random. Like, if it was like, okay, the healers always have to go to these predetermined points, and then the Ifrits will, like, run by the different healers, so the healers have to, like, tag them with spells when they run by while they're doing their Ifrit mechanic. That'd be cool. But no. The healers have to do a random thing, and the Ifrits are random. So if we get, like, a healer or a tank on Ifrits, easiest thing in the world, because the Ifrits have to stick together for most of the mechanics, so they can just heal each other. But if the Ifrits are DPS, fuck you, Fire Emblem fans. Alright, I gotta go raid. Stay safe out there, bye.